Okay, so first of all, as you will find out soon enough, we are collecting donations for Nepal. That's part of what this is about. So we're going to be passing this around, and we hope you'd like to donate. Anything counts, change, dollar bills, $10, Benjamin Franklin's, whatever.
Okay. Okay, so. All right, should I start? Okay. So, hi everyone. So a quick explanation of what this is all about. In our AP classes, we were assigned to write a term paper based on a certain question, the answer to which we would find in 3 different literary sources of our choosing. Our class, with the guidance of our teacher, Mrs. Maloney, took it a step further by applying the answers to our questions to our everyday life in the hope of making a positive difference. So Teo and I decided to collaborate on a THS talk, for we had similar inquiry questions, focusing on the movement against oppression. I'm going to start with the specifics of my inquiry, and then Teo will next follow with his. All right, next. 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 All right, thanks. Hey everyone, so I've been an avid reader for some time now, and I find that one of my favorite genres is usually dystopian, which is relating to a future in which there's a political power struggle between an oppressive government and individuals. To make the term paper more bearable, I wanted to explore a topic that I'm already familiar with, but with still more room for analysis. So I chose the 3 books, Handmaid's Tale, Brave New World, and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. All 3 of these books, while all taking place in extremely different societies, all have one major theme in common: the exploration of the effects one differing action can have upon an oppressed society. Such a lens of reading leads me to my inquiry question. Next. How does defiance emerge against the influence of oppression? Or in other words, how does a person become influenced to stand up against a stringent environment? The answer that I found based on my readings is that all it takes to ignite a desire for change is an external force, just one individual who introduces a contrasting idea and evokes a desire for change from the people.
Hi guys, so I'm Teo, and unlike most of the speakers here, I'm a student of Miss Rosevier's, not Miss Maloney's. I'd like to give her a shout out. My 3 books are A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini, The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood, and A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. So I began my inquiry with the general topic of oppression also. Next slide, please. So at first I focused mostly on the causes of oppression. However, as I continued reading the 3 books, my question began to evolve. My final term paper's title was, How is Oppression Successful? What are the factors that allows for oppression? And I based this off the notion that injustice is always counteracted by a movement towards justice. I took this from just the cyclic repetition in history of nationalistic movements against oppressive powers, imperial powers, colonial powers. My favorite, of course, is the American Revolution. Around the time I was writing my paper, I began working with Jahnvi on a long-term project to raise funds and awareness for the people in Nepal who were devastated by a 7.9 magnitude earthquake earlier this year. When I was offered a chance to speak here, despite not being in Miss Maloney's class, I started making the connections of the earthquake and oppression.
So on April 25th, 2015, Nepal experienced a massive 7.9 magnitude earthquake, destroying almost everything in Kathmandu, the capital, and the surrounding regions. The centuries-old World Heritage sites have turned into piles of debris in a blink of an eye. Death toll is now over 8,000, and Nepal is still experiencing intense aftershocks today, averaging around 4.0 magnitude. There was also a major avalanche at Mount Everest that killed many people. In addition, at least 70 people died in India, 25 in Tibet, and 2 in Bangladesh, along with thousands of people injured together and millions more homeless.
So I'm going to introduce what we've been doing. Next slide, please. Yeah. What we've been doing, the action part of our action project. So we decided to publicize the struggles of the Nepali people, what they're facing in the wake of this earthquake, and we want to raise awareness and funding in order essentially to support them in this developing nation.
So So what we've done so far is that we tried raising money in different events that the school has had in the past month and a half. So for example, in one act, we raised about $608 in 2 days. At the orchestra event on Friday, May 15th, we raised about $130. For the Nepal Movie Night, which was our biggest event in the evening, we raised over $930 and over 140 kids showed up. So it was a huge success. So the total amount that we made in those 3 events is approximately over $1,665. We still haven't counted the donations yet, but we're expecting about an extra $100 from those. We also have Nepal bracelets that we're selling for about $2 each if you guys would be interested in buying that. And our goal for that, our total goal is to be around $2,000.
So I made some calculations. Of course, you just say, oh, we made $1,600. That doesn't really say much. But when you put an end result to what the money can actually do, the difference it can make, it kind of sinks in that you are making a difference. For example, through UNICEF, which is our main donation agency, the one that we're using, this money, $1,665, buys you 26 water purification tablet packages. Each package comes with 10,000 water purification tablets, and each tablet can purify about 1 gallon of water. That's a total of 260,000 gallons of purified water. One person's daily need is just half a gallon. So this is the equivalent of about 1,424 people's required daily consumption of water for 1 entire year. To put that into perspective, that would provide water for the entirety of Tenafly High School and Cresskill High School's junior and senior classes. Furthermore, it would provide 16,774 people with water for 1 month. Tenafly's population is of 14,000. Furthermore, another purchase option would be 80 blanket packages at $20.67 each. Each package comes with 3 fleece blankets, and that adds up to a total of 240 blankets. That's almost 1 blanket to every freshman in Tenafly High School. Finally, it would provide 48 first aid kit packages at $34.19 each, and these would be fit to treat minor injuries, bruises, cuts, burns, infections, and the contents don't have to be administered by healthcare professionals. They're very basic tools. And as of 2013, the rural population of Nepal is at 82.32%. That is a vast majority. So the first aid kit packages would help a lot in the rural communities.
So once I found the answer to my inquiry question, then came the hard part, applying my question and answer to something in the real world. There is not much open oppression in Tenafly, but lucky for me, I knew immediately that I wanted to do something to help my people in Nepal, and I knew that I wanted to connect it to my inquiry question. While the novels I read focus mainly on an oppressive political force, I've blanketed my inquiry question to include a desire for change against any kind of oppressive environment. So in the case of Nepal, the oppressive force is the devastation caused by the earthquake, the group of people suffering are the Nepalis, and the external force that kickstarts a path for rehabilitation is us.
So just like Jahnvi, I had some trouble connecting what was going on in Nepal to my inquiry question, because you can't just say that an earthquake is oppressive, even though it kind of is. So I realized that one of my focuses on the final paper was the concept of divide and conquer, the Machiavellian principle that breaking up existing power structures would prevent smaller subgroups from linking up against this oppressive force. This principle is so successful, I noted, because of the inherently human notion that an individual cannot make change on a small scale. I realized that this was prevalent mostly in A Handmaid's Tale. In this novel, we see 2 different sides of the protagonist, Offred, who is a handmaid. The first, in the beginning of the novel, is an Offred that is resigned to a state of servitude that she finds herself in. But towards the end of the novel, being a part of the resistance in an organized group, she leads the battle against the Republic of Gilead, a dystopian, oppressive regime. Also, individuals tend to believe that they can't make a difference. They can't do something on a small scale. I'm here to prove that wrong.
Although people have lost almost everything, they have not lost hope. People are working day and night to find their loved ones in the debris. Just the other week, a 101-year-old man was pulled out from his destroyed house 7 days after the earthquake. A 4-month-old baby survived after being under the debris for 22 hours. Raising money for my country has been a humbling experience and a fulfilling one. From the novels of our action projects, we've truly found meaning in the idea that it only takes a spark to light a flame, and we're all capable of change if only we put our minds to it.
So I decided to partner up with Jahnvi for one reason, to show that a couple of kids could make a difference for people in a country 7,500 miles away. Our actions have helped these people, and I hope you donate. Thank you very much for listening. We'll be selling bracelets as you walk out. Thank you.